Welcome to economic class number 2. I am Basuraj sir. In the last class we were continuing with the introduction to microeconomics. In the last class we have discussed some of the concepts with related to this introduction part, where we have covered some of the concepts like scarcity and central problems of an economy, economics and some other topics. Today, with the continuation of the scarcity, we are taking some more concepts and we are going to study in this first chapter, Introduction to Microeconomics. So welcome back to class number 2. So let us go to directly the topic yesterday that we were discussing about the scarcity. So as I already told you, human wants are unlimited, and to fulfill all these wants, desires and needs, but the resources what we have all are scarce or all are limited, right? So in all the countries that they are going to have some of the economic activities, where we also call them as economic functions. By following, by having or by continuing with these economic activities or functions, they are going to focus on improving their country's GDP or economic growth. So what are the different economic activities or functions that we are going to see in all the countries? So if you ask that to me, I'll tell you there are 4 functions of an economy are going to exist in all the countries. So namely production, distribution, exchange and consumption. So if I come to the first, production. So in each and every countries they are going to produce one or the other different commodities, which means different goods and services where they are going to produce, and that is going to circulate it to different people. So the production of different goods and services, that is very important in each and every country, and that is what the first function in any country that we are going to see is about production, that converting the raw material into finished or semi-finished goods, and that is called production, and that is important functions of an economy. Coming to the second one, distribution. After producing these goods, that we have to distribute from one person to other person or from one place to other place. So this is how we are going to call distributing or shifting from one place to other place. Okay, this is second functions of an economy. Coming to the third one, exchange. So here distribution and exchange somewhat little similar, but distribution where we distribute or shift from one place to other place, where exchange from one person to other person or from one place to other place. Exchanging means we give something and we get something in back or in return. So that is what we are going to call exchange. And after doing all these 3 main functions of an economy, finally we go for the consumption. Whatever goods we are going to produce, for what purpose we are going to produce, or the manufacturer or in any of the countries, whatever goods that they are going to produce, for what reason they are going to produce, for the purpose of consumption. So consumption is very important in any of the countries in order to maintain GDP in a high position. If more consumption of the public, that leads to increase in the GDP. So these are the different economic functions where in all the countries they are going to follow or just following these activities, and then they are going to increase their growth of a country. So coming to this one here, as I already told you, scarcity. So all the countries are under the situation of scarcity. No countries in the world where we say that they have plenty of resources, they have unlimited of resources. No such countries are there in any of the anywhere in the world. Okay, so for that reason here the main problem what we are going to see is scarcity. So if there is a scarcity, how a family, farm, weaver, teacher use the resources to fulfill their needs. Of course, there are so many of different people who are going to engage in different activities, right? But I am taking some of the examples here. That is a farmer, a weaver and a teacher, how he is going to use the resources in order to fulfill their needs. So if we concentrate on that, see, a farmer, you know that a farmer has no plenty of resources. He may have a part of land or a limited quantity of land, and where he may have a pair of bullocks and a cart and some of the seeds, fertilizers, which are very limited. Within that only he manages himself, and he shows the seeds in the field and try to yield the crop, right? So by this, whatever the crop he is going to yield in the farm, he is going to sell in the market, and whatever money he is going to receive again, that is in limited, that he is going to lead his life by fulfilling his needs, wants and desires. But as we know that how farmer is struggling a lot, and even not only today, even if you observe in the past, we are having very bad condition about the farmers. Even though that also farmer tries to produce different goods and services, and he just supplies to the entire world. So that is what we are going to call, he is the backbone of every country, right? So this is what a farmer, that he is going to manage us with his resources, very limited resources, in order to fulfill his needs and wants. And coming to the weaver, how weaver is going to fulfill his needs by use of the resources. You might have seen the resources whichever available to the weaver are very less, that he may have a little quantity of cotton and he may have very less quantity of machines. By the use of this, he has to convert these raw material of that cotton into cloths, then he has to sell in the market. Whatever cloths he is going to produce in the or whatever the cloths that he is going to manufacture, that he is going to sell in the market, and what again he receives a money from the sale of that particular quantity in the market, and that is very limited. Within that, he has to take care of his needs, wants and desires. So coming to the third one, teacher. So as already told in the last class, teacher is going to work in a school, tuition, colleges and different places. From whatever he is going to perform some of the classes in school, college and other tuitions and all, he is going to earn some money for that particular knowledge what he is going to provide. So for that, what you might have seen, teacher also nowadays is facing so many problems, and coming to income point of view, there is very less, again limited, and whatever he is going to earn with his classes, and that is going to use for the purpose of fulfilling his needs, wants and demands. So here, that is what I was saying, all these farmers, weavers, teachers, they are going to use the limited resources in order to fulfill their needs, wants and demands and desires. Okay, so this is how these people are very important at present condition in any of the countries. Then after that, we directly go to the other concepts of this economy, that is organization of economic activities. How you are going to organize this production, distribution, exchange and consumption in all the countries, how they are going to organize or how they are going to systematically use these activities in order to develop their country. So all the countries are going to follow different systems. So system, what is a system or what is the economic system? How countries are going to solve the different problems. In the last class, we already discussed about the central problems of an economy, that is what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. Here the economic system which tells us that how these problems are going to be solved in a different ways, in a different systems, and that is what it is, economic systems. In order to study these economic systems, there we are going to divide into three main economic systems that I already told you in the last class, that is socialist economic system or centrally planned economic system. This is one. And coming to capitalist economic system or market economic system. And third, lastly, mixed economic system. So if I come with the first one, that is socialist economic system. So socialist economic system, where in this system the majority of the economic decisions are going to taken by the government or the central government, or even it may be a state government. So whatever the decisions, ultimate decisions, final decisions, that has to be taken, and that is only by the government. Okay, so this is how. And not only that, whatever the resources which are available in a country, that are owned, managed and controlled by the central government. If any of the resources in a country are owned, managed and controlled by the central government, and that is what we are going to call it as a centrally planned economic system or socialist economic system. So in that, if I mention some of the countries which are example for the socialist economic countries, that is one, China, Russia and Korea, South Korea. And these are some of the examples. And remember that the countries and some of the economic systems, whatever these are here, they may ask for CA, CS, ICMA and other competitive exams. Say for example, they may ask what are the example countries of that is what socialist economic system, that are what? China, Russia and Korea. So these are the example countries for particular socialist economic system. So I hope you have understood this socialist economic system. So here in socialist economic system, ultimate control by government itself. In that way, all the resources are going to be owned, managed and controlled by government. And here, while fixation of the prices of different commodities in a country, there is no freedom for any of the producers or any of the consumers. Then how the prices are going to fix in this socialist economy? All the prices are going to fixed by the market forces. What are market forces? All the demand and supply forces. So the prices are going to set in socialist economy by market, demand and supply forces. So we call there is no freedom for any of consumers or buyers to fix the price. And one more important in this socialist economy, that all the buyers and sellers have to follow the rules and regulations led by the government. And the government, whatever it is there, the main objective of this government is social welfare rather than the profit motive. Here the government always tries to maintain or to provide social welfare rather to earn profit. So this is very important features of this socialist economy, that social welfare of our country. Well, so after this, if I come to the second one, that capitalist economic system. So in capitalist economic system, you see, usually here, as I already told, in the socialist economy, the control was by the government. But in the capitalist economic country, where the resources are going to owned, managed and controlled by the private people. Private people means whoever they are as a private, they are going to have the control on these resources. And coming to the decision point of view, all the economic decisions are going to taken by the private people itself. The majority of the control by the private people, and here the intervention of the government is very less, minimum. So in other words, we can say that government exists, but the role of government is very less. Okay, so this is capitalist economic system. So here example countries, again I already told you for competitive exams that example countries for this capitalist economy, that Japan, America and Australia and other different countries. Here the main objectives of capitalist country is profit motive, not of social welfare. They always focus how to earn more profit and not to how to improve in the social welfare. Okay, so that is the main objective here. And coming to consumer freedom, yes, of course, free entry and exit. Whoever they are very competitive, let them come. Who are not, who don't want to stay in the market, let them go. Freedom of consumer and buyers. So this is our buyers and sellers, they have full freedom. Fixation of the price, and buyers and sellers, that whoever they are there, they are going to intervene in case of fixation in the price. And profit motive, I already told you, government intervention is very less and full control by the private people only. So this is a capitalist economy or market economy. It's a mechanism where the decisions are going to taken by mainly private people. That is capitalist economy. Coming to the third one, last, mixed economic system. Mixed economic system where it is a coexistence of both. See, socialist economy and market economy, where it consists of both the economics, then we are going to call it as a mixed economy, which means the control will be by both private as well as government. If I say example countries for this, that India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Brazil and some of other different countries. See, India comes in mixed economic system. There may be a chance of asking so many of questions on this, whatever we are discussing today, right? In competitive exams, many of the questions may rise here. What are the mixed economic countries? They may give 4 options in that. They may add one and that you have to select, or they may give 3 and you have to remove 1 which is odd. Like that some questions may ask in different competitive exams, and especially keep in your mind in CA foundation exams we have 60 marks economics. So some of the questions may be very related on these kind of topics. So you should be very aware of these things. Well, so this is how. So in reality, we have seen these are the different systems we are going to exist in the world. But in reality, we can't say that which countries, like China, Russia and Korea, whatever they are following, that is what socialist economy. But in reality, these and socialist economy countries all are coming mixed economy. In theoretically, we may say that these are the countries where they have a socialist economy and capitalist economy, but in reality all the countries are following mixed economy. Okay, so this is how majority may be there in socialist government and in private capitalist economy private and all, but in reality there must be a government in all the countries. Okay, these are the different economic systems. And coming to the next topic of economics, that is positive economics and normative economics. So positive economics, so it is one of the technical word in economics, positive economics, where positive economics is a study of what was and what is under the set of given situation or circumstances. What was and what is. It studies, it explains what it was in the past and what is in the present. It just says the problem and it explains the problem, and just it will clear the problem very in a different manner, okay. So that is positive economics, and where in this positive economics which studies the cause and effect relationship. As I already told you that in this positive economics we are going to study the problem very clearly. I give one example here. The coronavirus, as it is one of the biggest issue which is there in the world. We know that how the coronavirus enters and how it disturbs the immense power of the people, human being, and how it kills the people and all that we studied very clearly. But still we have no solution, no clear picture or to overcome the problem of coronavirus. We have not found the solution. But in the positive economics, we just study the problem very clearly, but this technique is not going to give any solution. Here, the positive economics has been propounded or supported by some of the economists. That is Professor Robbins, Nassau Senior. Professor Robinson or Robbins, Nassau, Nassou Senior. So these are the supporters of positive economics. And coming to the normative economics. Normative economics is the preceding preceding mechanism of positive economics, where in the normative economics, after finding the problem and analyzing the problem, understanding the problem, now some of the economists try to find the solution. The solution has brought under normative economics after the positive economics, and some of the profounders are the developers or supporters of this normative economics are R.G. Haworth, Fraser and Thomas. See, these kind of questions may also come in competitive exams. Who are the supporters of positive economics and who are the supporters of normative economics and all. Okay, so this is what. If here what I say in the normative economics, these concepts are going to find the solution. And as I can say, normative economics is a economics which explains what ought to be, what is going to happen. So if we are not going to maintain the social distance or we are not going to stay at home, what is going to happen? And that is what it estimates the future, and it tries to find the solution which it is already found the problem in the positive economics. So in the normative economics, we almost try to find the solution. Coronavirus. So coronavirus is one of the big problem. For that we are trying to find the medicine in the normative economics. Solution, precaution that we are going to take in the normative economics. Okay, these are the two concepts we have in economics. If we differentiate this from the exam point of view, it may be for 2 marks or 4 marks, or in any of the competitive exams they may ask some related questions on these. So if we go with differentiating in between positive economics and normative economics, from the meaning point of view, already told, positive economics which studies what was and what is under the set of given circumstances or situation, what it was and what it is. By about this we are going to study in the positive economics, where in the normative economics, what ought to be, what is going to happen if you are not going to find the solution, what is going to happen. It just say that how the things are going to happen in the future, means it finds the solution. This is the first point. And coming to the second point of the differentiation here, that positive economics, it explains cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect, no solution but just cause and effect. What happens if what does. So if we are going to do something, what is going to happen, that cause and effect relationship we are going to understand under positive economics. Whereas in the normative economics, it just explains right and wrong, what is correct, what is wrong. These all things we are going to understand in the normative economics. And coming to the third, the supporters of positive economics, as already told, Professor Robbins, Nasabu and Senior. Whereas in the normative economics, some R.G. Havatre, Fraser and Thomas. These are the supporters. And where positive economics is called as evaluating mechanism, and normative economics is called functioning mechanism. And coming to the next one, where positive economics studies the problems, and normative economics which gives the solution. And still if you go, positive economics is objective oriented, whereas normative economics is a subjective oriented. And lastly, positive economics is a descriptive, and whereas normative economics is a prescriptive. So I have seen some of the questions which have come in CA foundation exams on these differentiation points only. That is, positive economics is dash, prescriptive, descriptive, objective, subjective, and all of these, none of these, like that the questions are going to asked on these topics. Well, so today we have come with some of the topics here. Again, not much. How the family, farm, weaver, teacher are going to use the resources and fulfill their needs and wants, and some of the economic systems, socialist economy, market economy and mixed economy. And coming to the next one topic that we have discussed today, positive economics, normative economics and all. So in the next class we just go through with the inductive method and deductive method, and later on production, possibility curve and set, and micro and macro economic. Thank you.